So we have Barry Hunter here, trainer of Lamont Peterson, Headbangers Gym.
Headbangers Gym.
So I was just wondering, first, thoughts about this fight, thoughts about what gives you confidence, Lamont, going into this one, what you think your biggest strengths are.
My thoughts about it, it's like a bittersweet thing for me because, of course, we have a relationship and we have a history with Errol. One of the kids that I coached in the amateurs, Lamont mentored him. In fact, it was Lamont, the first time that Lamont worked with him. After they worked, he came out in the ring. I never forget this. He told me, he said, I like it. He said, lay it the right way, you're going to be a world champion. And the sweet part comes, of course, Lamont gets a chance and opportunity to fight for another world title, which, you have so many fighters around the world that have ever came through the sport. They never had a chance to fight for one. You know what I mean? And so, that's the sweet part about it. As far as the fight itself is concerned, you got two guys with strong wills. In fact, EJ reminded me a lot of Lamont because of his will. And they never shy away from contact. And if you look at some of their past interviews, they both, were in the hunt trying to get a bout with Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia. But I think it'll start off, it could go either way. It could start off in a tactical manner, end up in a war. It could start off being a war, end up more tactical, or the whole fight could be a war. So you never know when you got two guys with wheels like these guys have and abilities like they have. The good thing about Lamont is he's seasoned, he's a veteran, and he's been in there with the best in the world. If you look at his resume from the amateurs to the pros, that speaks for itself. And he is a guy that can fight all kinds of ways. He can box, he can bang, he can dog with you, or what have you. So I'm looking forward to a good fight. I think it's going to be a fan-friendly fight, and I think it'll be one for the books.
Great. Just wondering, we don't have that much time, so I just wanted to ask, make sure to get this question. Any updates on Lamont's brother? Lots of dates have been thrown around, and we've been really wondering. He still has a great record. Only one loss, and it was
I get that question all the time. When I leave here, I'm on my way home, and I have a meeting, telephone meeting, pertaining to Anthony's next bout. There were several fights that he was supposed to have had that fell out for one reason or another. But I can tell you this: if we get a call today, he can fight tomorrow. Of course, he's just like his brother. It's funny, and this is a true story. When I used to have to get on them about school or I had to punish them about anything, the average kid would get their PlayStation taken away or their Sega Genesis back then. If I took that away from them, it wouldn't bother me. But if I told them they couldn't go to the gym or I was pulling them out of a bout, they'd cry as if I was whooping their behind. And so, with them, they're comfortable inside the ring. That's one of the places that they're at their most happiest.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I don't know if there are personal reasons or if it's purely business out of the ring. Is there any reason, he just seemed to be so inactive beyond, I remember watching him coming up on Showtime and ESPN. That was before I was covering these fights, and he was right there with Lamont. As really rising.
He was. He, at the time, of course, the Brandon Rios fight. Then we had to bounce back from that. And he had some injuries early on. Okay. Which was, now years ago. We got beyond the injuries. We put him back on the track. Al had him fighting. I think he fought 5 or 6 times. I can't remember. 1 or 2 of them were on TV. The rest of them were off screen. So it's just, I guess, the luck of the draw. And I know that Al is working on something for Anthony now, and hopefully it may be one fight, then a shot at the crown. So that's what we're looking forward to. But I can tell you, he is in fantastic shape. He stay ready.
It's great to know. So I had asked Lamont earlier about this. So it looks like he's poised for either 135 or 140. Do you think 140 might be possible? That seems to be a pretty wide open weight class right
Anthony,
now.
Yeah, 140 looked to be more of a realistic weight. I know that, of course, him and his brother, and Lamont fought 140 for years. Out of the amateurs. It's rare you can hold that weight that long for so many times. Yeah. But the last few times at 140, we noticed that those cramps, became more intense. So we were in the danger zone. It was time for him to move up. Anthony could very well be in the same realm, but we'll see. In fact, I told him about a week or two ago I want him to start letting his body naturally lose the weight and see how far he can come down. Worst case scenario, we'll go get a body index check and see if 135 is still realistic. If not, 140 definitely can make it. They're some big guys.
So I know today we're here for the Errol Spence, Lamont Peterson press conference, but again, just since I have you here, and sometimes these things slip under, and don't get discussed. So just wondering if you can discuss anyone else you're training right now, is training at your gym. Lots of names seem to be associated with that. Yeah.
We have a kid named Chingiz Tazim. He's from Kazakhstan. He's a nice young fighter. He was on Kazakhstani's national team. He's undefeated pro. You have Patrick Harris, which is Lamont Peterson's and Anthony Peterson's nephew. He's the son of Patrice Harris. He's also undefeated. You have Tiara Brown. We have another kid by the name of Tyreek Irby. So, the future looks bright, but I'll show you in a few. There's another kid, his name is Keyshawn Williams. Just for the name, and then, after I'll show you what I'm talking about. Fought last week, Al put him on. Last week he was on the undercard of
Devin Alexander or the Ishe Smith?
Wasn't Ishe, it wasn't Devin, I forgot who Anthony Durrell.
Oh, right.
He was on the Durrell undercard.
Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks,
Yeah, he was on the Durrell undercard, and this is the first time he's ever fought professional. He fought almost like a seasoned veteran. Had a spectacular knockout. Had it been on TV, and if it was a ranked opponent, it would have been knockout of the year, or definitely a candidate.
Not on TV, unfortunately.
Not on TV at all, but we have it on wax.
Okay.
And,
I think we're being called here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time.